the advanced timing point tutorial, we'll set up a little exercise with 3 players up top with their pucks, passing coach down below, and an extra player number 4 here that we'll use later in the drill. First of all, we'll place a puck on the stick of each player, and it's always a good idea to place the pucks a little bit further away from the player and then move them in individually, as to not touch the player while you're trying to drop the puck onto their sticks. Now that we have the pucks and players in place, we go into action mode. And at this time, we'll click on number 1, and you can see the take sign light up, and we'll press take. Now, when we take that puck, we'll do the exact same thing with number 2, and both those players will take it. For number 3, we're going to show you a little bit different technique later on, so we'll just leave him without the puck for right now. When we take that puck, you can see on the timeline he takes the puck at 0.1 seconds. And we want that player to leave at 0.5 seconds. So to do that, we can add 1 or 2 timing points. I always like to add 2 timing points because in some cases, in a lot of cases, you do need 2, but you're never wrong to add an extra timing point. We'll move that last timing point ahead to 0.5 and start skating with the player. At this point, you click pass, we touch the player, in this particular case the coach he's going to pass it to, and we advance the player a little bit because this is going to be a direct one-touch pass. We must get the correct distance so that he gets the puck on time and does not speed up or slow down. We press pass, we press the player, and we can now progress with number 1 down into the position where he's going to shoot it. We touch shoot, we touch the net that he shoots at, and at this point we can choose with the shot selector what type of shot we like to make: a wrist shot, snap shot, slap shot, or backhand shot. In this particular case, we'll take the big slapper, and we'll have number 1 come in and stop at the side of the net. Now, just to check to make sure that all the timing looks right, we'll go into play mode and hit viewer to watch this in 3D. We press play, and you'll see that all the players take their pucks, and player number 1 starts at 0.5 seconds, makes his pass, gets it back, comes in for the big slap shot, and then stops at the net. Now we're going to show you how to use timing points here to make a little bit of an effect here where he stops the net and then moves into a rebounding position. The player gets there at 11.7 seconds. We want him to wait there for about a second before moving into a rebounding position. So we add 2 timing points and move that last timing point ahead 1 second, which will effectively create a space of time on that line where the player will be standing there waiting for 1 second. We press backward skating, and then we move that player backwards into a rebounding position just at the edge of the circle. And to make it look real, we'll slow him down to about 10 kilometers an hour. Every time that you move the player, by default he's doing 20 kilometers an hour, so it's best to adjust that speed. Now, player number 2, you can see he takes the puck as well at 0.1 seconds. We'll add 2 timing points. We'll slide that second timing point to the part where we want him to move up in line at 1 second. We now move the player up to the starting position, and again we must slow him down, in this case to 6 kilometers an hour, which will make it look like a more natural movement. If we do not do this, he'll be doing 20 kilometers an hour in about 2 meters space, so best to slow him down. With player number 3, we'll show you a different technique. So he doesn't have his puck yet, so we'll move ahead his starting position to the point where we wanted to start him skating, and we just take the puck right now and immediately move him up into that space where number 2 was. And again, we go down to the bottom bar, move that last timing point up to the point where he's doing 6 kilometers an hour, so it makes it look normal. If we go into play mode, we can now take a look at the players moving up in line, and you'll see that they move up very naturally once player 1 leaves. They move up and stop, ready to go when it's their turn. Back into action mode. Now that number 2 has moved up, we click on number 2, and we must create a space of time now where he's waiting for number 1 to come back over the blue line where he can start. So we add another 2 timing points. We move that second timing point up to the point where player number 1 comes across the blue line at about 8.1 seconds. And now we can start skating with number 2. Now with number 2, we're going to show you a little bit about different passing technique. We press pass, we click the coach, and now we're going to go for a little skate around the pylon, and it's right near the blue line. We want the coach to hit him with the pass. Now, this player arrives at his position at 17.6 seconds. The coach takes that puck at 12.8 seconds, so we must create a space of time on the coach's line where he's holding on to the puck before he can make that pass to player number 2. So we add 2 timing points and move that last timing point ahead to the point right about there where he's going to make the pass so that the player and puck arrive at the blue line at the same time. Now that he has the puck, he can proceed in and take his shot, touch the net, and then he's going to come down and stop in the net as well. And we'll do the same thing as we did before, where we'll have him also go into a rebounding position. The player gets there 22.1 seconds. We add 2 timing points. We move that last one ahead about 1 second. And then we hit backward skating. And we move player number 2 back into the edge of the circle in a rebounding position. And again, slow the player down from 20 kilometers an hour down to about 10 kilometers an hour to make it look natural. Now, with number 3, we have to first of all move number 3 up in line when number 2 leaves. So again, he gets there at 3.13 seconds. We add 2 timing points. We move the second timing point to the point where number 2 starts to skate. Right here, we move number 3 up. And again, slow the player down to about 6 kilometers an hour to make it look natural as he moves up in line. And now he's going to wait till number 2 gets into position where number 3 can start. So again, to do that, we add 2 timing points to the line of number 3. We move that last timing point to the point where number 2 is close to the blue line, where number 3 can start skating. At about 18.4 seconds. And now number 3 can start skating. But we're going to take number 3 up high and wide, make a long pass to the coach, and then come down, back down and just side the blue line, and we're going to create a 2-on-0 situation. So to do that, first of all, take the coach up. We can see that the coach gets the pass at 23.2 seconds. We'll add 2 timing points so he can hold on to that puck till number 3 gets into position. Right about here at 24.1 seconds, we press pass. We press number 3, and now he's got the puck and he's a puck carrier. Now, this is where we bring player number 4 into position. We can see that player number 3 gets there 25.5 seconds. Player number 4 is going to start out in such a way as to create a 2-on-0 with player number 3. So we're first of all going to move his starting point right to the time when number 3 comes down into an area where number 4 should start skating to get into position to take that return pass. So we're going to start number 4 skating at about 23.1 seconds, and we'll bring him up parallel with player number 3. Now to check his positioning, we just have to touch his last timing point and move it a little bit, and we can see number 3's exact position. So we want to have them exactly parallel, so that will put them parallel, and now we can readjust his starting time so he starts out that he's doing 20 kilometers an hour right from when he starts skating. And this way you can adjust the starting and stopping points of each player. Now, let's just check the timing on that. As player number 2 finishes his round and comes to the blue line, player number 3 is going to start skating. Makes the long pass to the coach. And right here, player number 4 starts out skating, so they're exactly parallel on the ice. Now, we want player number 3 to make a pass to number 4, but we know if he makes a pass in this position, number 4 will have to slow down. So what we do is we advance number 4 a little bit on the ice surface so that when number 3 makes the pass, it'll be making it ahead of him so number 4 can skate into that puck as if you would like you're on an ice rink. We press pass, we press 4, and now you can see that the software has told us that the player is going a little bit too fast, so we have to slow it down a little bit to 25.7 seconds. And at this point, now we can go ahead and make that pass. So we just touch the player, number 4, and he now becomes the puck carrier. 4 steps down over the blue line, and number 3 will proceed. Now, to prevent offside, when a player comes close to the blue line, add 1 single timing point. And on that single timing point, you can now adjust his speed to make sure that he doesn't go offside. So take that last timing point and move it slightly, and you can see we're just going to slow number 3 down so that number 4 crosses the blue line before him. And now number 4 could come in and we can advance number 3 ahead of number 4, so number 4 can make a pass to number 3, and number 3 can go in and at this point take a shot. Number 3 will now come down to the net and stop. We'll bring number 4 into the net and stop. And now to finish the drill, we still have number 1 and number 2 waiting on the sidelines waiting for a rebound. Now, number 1 got to his rebounding position at 14.2 seconds. So we now add 2 timing points to create a space of time where he's waiting for those players to come in there to go looking for that rebound position. Take the last timing point, move it ahead to the point where the number 3 shoots, where number 1 is going to start crash the net looking for a rebound. And we move him at this point to the side of the net, possibly slow him down to about 15 kilometers an hour or so to make it look realistic. And then we'll do the exact same thing with number 2. We add 2 timing points. We move the last timing point to the point where number 1 is starting at about 30.8 seconds. And then we'll have number 2 also come into the net looking for a rebound. Move him to the edge of the crease, slow him down a little bit, and that should all look perfectly normal. Now, let's take a look at the complete drill to see what it looks like in full time in the 3D version of it. Number 1 starts out at half a second, makes a give and go one-touch pass with the coach, and goes in for the big slap shot, and then stops at the side of the net and then backs into a rebounding position. When he comes over the blue, number 2 starts, and this time he'll skate around the pylon as the coach holds onto the pass and hits him on the tape right at the blue line. He'll come in, also score, stop at the crease, and back into a rebounding position as number 3 and number 4 come in on the 2-on-0. You notice number 3 slow down, so he does not go offside. We shoot it. Both players crash the net for rebounds, and all the timing looks perfect.